Good afternoon, and welcome to the Board of Mayor and Alderman for the City of Fayetteville, Tennessee, our monthly meeting. This is October the 8th, 2024. We'll call this meeting to order at this time. And first up, we have the prayer and the pledge. The prayer is being offered tonight by Lincoln County High School student, member of the Student Council, Emily Trejo. And also we have Lincoln County High School student. She's a member of the Student Council and also LIFT. Her name is Melissa Morelos. And also this is in honor of the Hispanic Heritage Month. So if you will, everyone please stand.
Let us bow our heads. Lord, thank you for allowing us to gather here safely today. Please give us wisdom and guide us through what is right. Thank you for all you give us and bless our country and our community. I pray that more people get to know about you and the endless love you have for us. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Board, you have included in your package tonight the agenda. It's presented to you. Are there any corrections that you see there? If not, these agenda will stand, and we'll move on to the approval of the minutes. This will be the regular meeting minutes for the September 10th meeting. Did you see any corrections or additions? Those minutes will stand as presented. No one had signed up for public comments, so we'll move to the next item, which is our police department. We have Chief Jennings and Commander Templeton that will be offering some awards tonight. Gentlemen?
The commander will be doing it.
The commander will, okay, Commander Templeton's going to be doing this tonight.
Thank you, Your Honor. If I will, Bailey Cowan, Amanda Rutherford, Sergeant Brazier, please step forward. I would like to draw attention to a great deed that this team has done. We are short one, Scott McDaniels. He's currently at the police academy and doing well at the moment. We do have an award for him. He will receive it at a later time, but we are going to address that at this time. I would like it to be known on July 30th, 2024 at approximately 6:13 a.m., officers of the Fayetteville City Police Department arrived at Walmart parking lot to assist on an EMS call. They located a victim who had suffered a heart attack and was laying in the parking lot. The victim was accompanied by his 6-year-old son. The victim was transported to Lincoln Medical Center. Officers took control of the son, and according to the reports, the father and the son had been living out of the car with several dogs for some time. The 6-year-old was reportedly dirty, had matted hair, was unkempt. Officers Rutherford and Sergeant Brazier took him to the police department in an attempt to locate a contact that was given by the victim. Officers Cowan and McDaniel bought food for the child and with the help of dispatchers purchased clean clothing for him. The Department of Children's Services was notified and responded. The child was remanded into the state custody for further care. The care and compassion for which these officers displayed exemplifies the character we seek to promote in our officers. Judge Nolan Andrew Myrick contacted me to praise all officers involved. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge their excellence you demonstrated by presenting you with the Outstanding Unit Citation. Thank you all for what you do for our community. Sergeant Brazier. Mr. Cowan. If you will, that's thank you all very much. And we have one other award. John Wayne Counts, would you please step forward? This is going to be the Meritorious Service Award or Medal. On August 29th, Detective Sergeant John Wayne Counts was attending an interview interrogation class at Chattanooga State Community College. During the morning hours, the college was placed under lockdown to a threat of an active shooter. Sergeant Counts and other officers left the classroom and returned to their vehicles to secure body armor and heavier arms and systematically began to search the campus with the arriving local agencies. Within hours, the campus was secure. Sergeant Counts has proven his dedication to policing extends beyond the boundaries of Fayetteville and Lincoln County. He is an officer that truly cares for the safety of all. He is willing to meet the challenge head on and displays the get the job done attitude we honor at the Fayetteville Police Department. I would like to present Sergeant Counts with the Meritorious Service Medal for his exceptional bravery and protection of others. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Tonight we have reporting for us CEO Britt Dye with Fayetteville Public Utilities.
Thank you, Mayor. A few things I'd like to cover right quick on where we are. The water has been replaced as far as the hydrants around the square, except for the north and the east side of a total of 5 hydrants. And we got better pressure now because we hooked up to a 6-inch line instead of a 4-inch line, so that improved the flow. Also on the tied new hydrants and 13,500 feet that we're working on as far as on the gas side as well. At 17 chicken houses up around the Watermill Road up toward Elora. We'll be hooking up those homes with 6-inch polyethylene and over 7,000 of 4-inch of polyethylene as well on the gas side. On the electric side, we got 8 men working up in Mountain Electric, which borderlines between East Tennessee and North Carolina. They're up in the mountains. It's been very hard on them. You can't hardly get supplies. We finally did get a hotel for them about the 3rd night they were up there, so now they're staying. We'll be swapping out crews on Sunday morning as far with another 8 men, because it's going to be months before they ever get service up in that area, and some places will never get service. It's not a restoring anymore, it's a rebuilding is actually what they're doing. So along with that, we're still cutting trees throughout the entire county, and now we're on our contingency plan for what's happening in the Florida area, because we have to be sure that we got all the materials and supplies. Everything else was already shortage anyhow on long lead times. This right here is going to put lead times out a lot further, especially on our poles and our transformers. We have a contingency as far as trying to be sure we stay, fuel tanks will be fueled up all the time around where we are, because we have to be prepared for all the material going south, and you still got lots of material going up toward the north and east part of the state of Tennessee. But we believe in helping our people here first in the state, and then if they need help further south, I'm sure that some of the other co-ops will help out there as much as we can as well. But other than that, Mayor, that's my report.
Thank you, Britt. Also, on our agenda tonight, we have a resolution to pass on the companion loan. If you don't mind, would you touch just a little bit on that so people can understand?
Yes, ma'am. If you know, it's been quite some time. We got 15.2 million to start with, and from the SRF funding people that we got 7.5 million forgiveness money on that 15.2 million. Well, when we got all the paperwork turned in and we met all the deadlines, but where the state failed on that was they held it for 23 months. So by the time we got the first bid in, it sits there on the table for 23 months. Well, you know, in 23 months, everything escalated in price, and we only had one bid. The second guy that was going to bid, his bid was going to be like 41 million. If he'd have turned in a bid, this bid was like at $26 million, and the other one was way about double that. So that's the reason we're asking for a companion loan. The work that we have in this really needs to be done. We can cut the project back to meet the first loan, but really and truly, this work really needs to be done. It's got a lot of fire hydrant replacement, larger lines all the way out through Mulberry Avenue, all the way around the square to improve everything here. It improves just about everything in the core of Fayetteville. And if y'all let it happen to move forward with that, that's the direction that we really need to move.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now we'll move to our standing committee reports, and let me just say we have a few people out tonight due to fall break, and they are traveling with their families. So our city administrator, Kevin Owens, will be filling in for these departments. So we'll start off with fire department.
Good evening, and thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Board. For the fire department report, Chief Berkman wants to report that the fire department had 130 calls for service this past month, and that included 116 EMS calls, 2 fire calls, 2 good intent calls, and 10 false alarms. He also wants the board to know, and the public, that Resolution R 2024-17, that's authorizing for the fire truck. This is for Sourcewell, so he wanted to let us know that this is just an accounting bookkeeping procedure for auditors. And that's his report.
Thank you. Reporting tonight for the police department, we have our new chief, Benny Jennings. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Board. The department had 91 total incidents reported, had 50 arrests. There were 51 traffic crashes, 58 traffic citations. Police activity events, there was a total of 618. There were a total of 847 calls for service. Our criminal investigations division has a total of 200 cases that are open. There were, with additional 10 cases that were open in the month of September. Our cold case file is 0. CID made 1 arrest. There were 1 grand jury presentment, and there was 1 grand jury indictment. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you. Moving back to city administrator for the finance department.
Good evening again. Director Gardner, she wants to report as far as finance that the garbage truck has been ordered. We had $325,000 in the 24-25 budget, which we also have another remaining $51,000 and $83,000 that will be included in the 26 budget. That is not, we do not have to pay for that until upon arrival, which is expected to be about September of 2025. So we will need to put that additional amount in the budget, but that process has started. In addition, the local option sales tax for the month of August was $309,070. The sales tax for August 2023 in comparison was $296,862. We have an increase of 4% in this year. The state share sales tax for the month of July was $60,797. The state share sales tax for July 2023 was $74,049, and this was a 18% decrease. And then the occupancy tax for the month of August was $16,830. Last year this time it was $16,207. So there was a 4% increase from last year this time. And that concludes the finance report.
Thank you, sir.
All right, hey Kevin, real quick.
Yes, sir.
After we buy this garbage truck, we will have $51,083.20 left over in our 2025-26 budget, correct, for next year?
Yeah, let me make sure I'm saying that right. So the amount we paid out of this fiscal year is going to leave us a balance, and that balance will be taken out of next year's budget.
Okay.
So and that should get us a garbage truck.
Okay, we will now move to the recreation department, and tonight we have Brad Smith reporting for us.
Thank you, Mayor. Let's start off with our Pee Wee Field update. We got the old fence tore down, everything removed. We were expecting for construction to begin yesterday, but it's been delayed. So we're hoping for the end of next week, or end of this week, beginning of next week. Move on to the Christmas parade theme. Our committee has chosen was Phyllis Hicklin's entry. We had about 30 entries, and the theme will be Christmas Through the Decades. And she won $100 in a place of recognition in the parade. And also entries for the parade will start at the beginning of November. The Grand Marshal for the parade, we'd like to encourage all the teachers and administrators, active or retired, to participate as the Grand Marshal this year. The Senior Fishing Rodeo went well. We'd like to thank the Police Department, TWRA, Walmart, Darien George, and Elks Lodge for helping us have another successful year with the Senior Rodeo. Halloween happenings, it's going on at Stonebridge. It'll be October 26th, 5 to 8 p.m. So far, we have about 5 food trucks and 6 to 7 entries to hand out candy. We'd love to have a lot more. So if you're interested in that, please contact Miss Abby at the Recreation Center. And to end it with the gun range work, we've had 2 new pistol ranges installed, and we're excited to have everything there upgraded. And that is my report.
Thank you. That's great news. And then for Public Works Department, Director Jack Williams, I can't see you.
Thank you, Mayor. So for the month of September, Public Works, we picked up 480 tons of brush. We did 350 tons of residential and commercial waste. We're still, with our department, we're still 4 guys short, but we are doing some interviews this week, so hopefully we can gain some there. The guys are doing a great job of keeping everything up and keeping the city clean. That's my report.
How many people you got for auditioning? Interviewing for you, Jack?
I have 4 prospects that we're going
Okay.
to set up.
So you got 4 people that's going to be interviewing, and you got 4 slots open.
Right.
I got you. Right. Just wondering.
Okay, we'll move now to Planning and Codes.
Good afternoon, Mayor. It's me again. We're planning for the month of September. We had 11 permits issued. We also have a total of 1,510. I'm sorry, that totaled 1,510 total permits fees for the year. We had 3 certificates of occupancy that were issued, and they include Long John Silver, the Elk Tavern, as well as the Big Creek Winery. The Pythium ice cream parlor had its final walkthrough and opened about 2 weeks ago, which I'm looking forward to getting some tomorrow. And permits were issued for the work to be done on the Redbird location, so that is scheduled to be opening on November 1st. As far as property maintenance, we have attached the property maintenance law for September 2024, and there was 45 violations that were written in the month of September. Christy also wanted us to know that the Planning Commission, their elections are scheduled for October 22nd, and that's something they've been working on. And she also wanted the board to know that we will be advertising a sealed bid for the sale of the lot of 203 Maple Street West. And that concludes her report.
Thank you. And then we'll move directly into your report, City Administrator.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to let the board and the public know that the audit process began a few weeks ago, so we're starting that process, as well as property taxes for this particular year started as of October 1st, so we are working on processes for that. In addition to all of that, we have gotten word as of yesterday that our request for to update the municipal code is in process. MTS is doing that, so they started that. They wanted a couple of information to start, so we are beginning to work on that, which is something that I know was important to the board. And my final, we did get a request for a special call meeting. I will be giving instructions to that before the week is out on how they will occur. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. We have no unfinished business, so we will now move into our new business. Item A, this is the Host of Christmas Past event. That's November the 8th and 9th. Board, you have before you a copy of this application with a permit. Do I have a motion? Motion by Alderman Small, second. Second by Alderman Allen. Any discussion on this item? Not Debbie, call the vote.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant? Mr. Painter? Ms. Small?
That motion carries. Item B, this is Resolution R 24-17. This is authorizing the purchase of the fire truck through Sourcewell. This is a cooperative purchasing program. This is in addition to the state bid process too, so that would give us two alternatives on pricing. So do I have a motion for this resolution?
Move to approve.
Motion by Alderman Allen, second. Second, Alderman Small. Any discussion? Debbie, call the vote.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant? Mr. Painter? Ms. Small?
Motion carries. Item C, this is Resolution 2024-18. This is the approval for the companion loan for the water infrastructure improvement that Mr. Dye spoke to us earlier about. Do I have a motion for this resolution?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Allen, second. Alderman Small. Any discussion on this resolution? Debbie, call the vote.
Mr. Bryant? Mr. Painter? Ms. Small? Ms. Allen?
Aye. Motion carries. Moving to item D, this is Resolution R-2024-19. This is the authorization for solicitation for bid replacing the municipal pool slide. You have this before you, and do I have a motion for the resolution?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Allen, second. Second by Alderman Painter. Any discussion?
This is
This just allows it to bid. And then once it's bid, it'll come back before the board for approval.
We're recommending tourism. So what we did, we found out that we could use tourism. We have close to 300, I think that amount was 289 thus far. So we recommending to use that from that particular funding source.
Kevin, do we know how much is in budget for Parks and Rec or what they already have? Will this go towards that?
Well, this is a Parks and Rec function. This is not coming necessarily out of their line item budget. Mentioned it will come out of tourism. One of the things we did get from the state back in August, that they saying we're holding a big balance in our tourism funding. So we do need to kind of adjust some of that. So this could
Okay,
go,
so it wouldn't come out of their budget?
it would not
at
come
all?
out of their
Okay.
budget, no.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Any discussion? Anything else? Debbie, call the vote.
Mr. Painter? Ms. Small? Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
That motion carries. Item E, this is ordinance 2024-14. This ordinance is for commercial and recreational vehicle parking on our city streets. You have this ordinance before you. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Alderman Vice Mayor Bryant, second. Alderman Painter. Okay, any discussion on this ordinance? This will be a new ordinance to our books. Debbie, call the vote.
Mr. Painter? Ms. Small? Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Motion carries. Item F, ordinance 2024-13. This is the FY25 City of Fayetteville Budget Amendment Number 3. You have this amendment before you. You have the dollar figures also that's included in this. And do I have a motion for amendment number 3?
Move to approve.
Motion by Vice Mayor Bryant, second. Second by Alderman Allen. Any discussion? Debbie, call the vote.
Ms. Small? Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant? Mr. Painter?
That motion carries. Item G, this is for the Fayetteville City School FY25. This is the general budget amendment number 1. You also have this amendment before you, including the figures on that. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve.
Second. Okay, we have a motion by Vice Mayor Bryant, second Alderman Small. Any discussion on this item? Hearing none, Debbie, call the vote.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Morales? Mr. Gainer? Ms. Small?
That motion carries. Item H, this is a proclamation, Operation Green Light for Veterans. I would like to read this proclamation at this time. Whereas the city residents of the City of Fayetteville, Tennessee, have great respect, admiration, and the utmost gratitude for all the men and women who have selflessly served our country and this community in the armed forces. And whereas the contribution and sacrifices of those who served in the armed forces have been vital in maintaining the freedom and way of life enjoyed by our citizens. And whereas the City of Fayetteville, Tennessee seeks to honor individuals who have made countless sacrifices for freedom by placing themselves in harm's way for the good of all. And whereas veterans continue to serve our community in the American Legion, veterans of foreign wars, religious groups, civil service, and by functioning as county veteran services officers in 29 states to help fellow and former service members access more than $52 billion in federal health disability compensation benefits each year. And whereas approximately 200,000 service members transition to civilian communities annually. And whereas as estimated 20% increase of service members will transition to civilian life in the near future. And whereas studies indicate that 44 to 72% of service members experience high levels of stress during this transition period from military to civilian life. And whereas active military service members transitioning from military service are at a high risk for suicide during this first year after military service. And whereas the City of Fayetteville, Tennessee encourages all municipalities to recognize Operation Green Light for veterans. And whereas the City of Fayetteville, Tennessee appreciates the sacrifices of our United States military personnel and believes specific recognition should be granted, therefore be it resolved with designation as Green Light for Veterans City. The City of Fayetteville, Tennessee hereby declares from November the 4th until November the 11th, which is Veterans Day, a time to salute and honor the service and sacrifices of our men and women in uniform. From active service, therefore be it further resolved that in observance of Operation Greenlight, the City of Fayetteville, Tennessee encourages its citizens in patriotic tradition to recognize the importance of honoring all of those who made immeasurable sacrifices to preserve freedom by displaying green lights in your window, either at your home or your place of business from October the 4th to from November the 4th to November the 11th, 2024. Thank you so much, and this resolution will go on record with the City of Fayetteville, and at this time, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.